Hey, how you doing? One of the things that I'm going to do as county commissioner is I'm going to end the homeless crisis that's going on here in Lawrence. And in this video, I want to talk about how I plan on doing that. So last week, I saw there was a petition that was created by a lot of the local Lawrence business owners, primarily in the downtown area. So downtown Lawrence consists of a street called Massachusetts Street or Mass Street. And on that street is a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants, and it's usually in the past it's been a family-friendly area, and it's like a hangout for the college students go down there and hang out and stuff like that. We're kind of known for that area, but recently it's just kind of been overtaken by homeless down there, and a lot of the businesses are being affected down there. So they started a petition, and they've outlined some suggestions and some demands that they'd like to be made by or met by with the city and the county commissioners. And the interesting thing about it is, if you look through the businesses that have signed that, these businesses they're liberal businesses. They represent liberals. That's what they are. That's what they identify with. And it's just really interesting that, again, it's just another example of how their own policies, their own people have created problems for them, and now they need this stuff fixed. And whatever, I'll fix it as a Republican. I'll fix it. I just hope that they learn their lesson. It's just laughable. It's just laughable that, same thing with property taxes going up. They vote these politicians in that make their life harder. Same thing with the homeless. They vote these politicians in that make their business life harder. It's like, when are you guys going to learn? But anyways, in the meantime, before between now and the time you guys learn, I'll step in as a Republican, and I'll fix the problem for you guys. So the first thing that needs to happen is we got to change the way Lawrence is viewed as like a sanctuary city for homeless. So I knew a lady who was a nurse at Osawatomie, which is a state mental hospital around here, and she was saying that the word on the street in the halls of the facility there is among the clients is that, hey, when you get discharged from here, go over to Lawrence, because Lawrence is a homeless friendly city, and not only will they tolerate it, but they'll accommodate it. And so they knew once you leave there to come over here, and Lawrence would basically take care of them. We got to change that, and we got to change that reputation of Lawrence, and there are some ways to do that. I know a guy who works for the sheriff's department, the Douglas County Sheriff's Department, and he told me straight up, hey, if we got the green light from the local government here to clean up the homeless crisis, we'd have it cleaned up in a day. But they don't get the green light because, like I said, they're all bleeding heart liberals that think that letting the homeless overrun the city is somehow the humane thing to do, and so they don't get the green light to go in and do that. So now we have a homeless crisis. Well, we can change that as well. So what we need to do is we need to make it so that there's one designated area, legal area, to be homeless here in Lawrence. So right now it's legal to be homeless pretty much anywhere in Lawrence, and that's why you see the homeless crisis growing and kind of seeping out into all the different areas and stuff like that. And because it's legal to be homeless anywhere in the city, that's why the sheriff's department can't clean up the mess. Now, what I would do as commissioner is I'd say, well, you can only camp, overnight camping, in one area, and the area would be at our Lawrence Community Center. And it doesn't just have to be in the center, it can be outside of the center on the property grounds there as well. That's the area. And if you're camping and living anywhere else outside of that, then it's illegal, and I will lean on the sheriff's department to enforce the law that you'll be arrested for it. And I just want to make clear, my position on this is, it's America. If you want to be homeless, you can be homeless. People can choose to be homeless and live a homeless life. That's fine. I'm not saying that we're just going to make homelessness illegal. And I also understand that a lot of people don't want to be homeless and they've fallen on hard times. I get all that, but we have a community shelter here, a relatively new community shelter, and right now it's operating at about 40% capacity. That's unacceptable. So we need to get that up from it's got, I think it's 125 person capacity. We need to get that all the way full. You know, if that's if there's that many homeless here, we need to have that full before we can say you can camp anywhere else in our city. So we need to have that at capacity, and then also if people want to camp outside the outside of it as well, that's fine. You know, you can do that. But like I said, once you are outside of that area camping, it's illegal. And how we change the reputation of Lawrence as being a homeless friendly city is, you know, we start making arrests, and you know, and I don't care if it fills up the jail for a time being. That's fine by me. That's what will be a deterrent. Soon enough, word will start getting around, you know, don't come to Lawrence, because if you do and you you're camping here, you will suffer legal consequences, jail time, fines, you know, whatever it may be. And at that point, after a period of time, that deterrent will be enough that, you know, it'll attract less homeless here. It's a real simple fix. Right now, these bleeding heart liberals, man, they say you can camp wherever. And so, and that's exactly what happens. We just got to crack down on it, man. Just got to crack down on it. It ain't rocket science. The other thing is, and it's brought up in the petition, and I think that, you know, this is concerning, is that outside cities and areas here in Kansas have been busing homeless in here as well. And we need to have some sort of deterrent in place for that as well. We need to make it clear to these places that are busing in their homeless that they need to stop that. They need to stop it immediately, or they're going to suffer consequences in any way that we can within the law, and that, you know, we find it unacceptable to be taken on anyone's homeless. So we need to make it clear that we're not just going to take them on board. All right, so just to recap, then, you know, first we're going to have one designated camping area for the homeless here in town, and if you're camping outside of it, then I'm going to lean on the sheriff's department to come in and make arrests, and it'll be jail time, and there'll be legal consequences to suffer. Secondly, we need to get the community shelter, the homeless shelter, up to capacity. And then thirdly, we need to let everyone around here that's busing in their homeless to us, we need to let them know this is unacceptable, we're not going to tolerate it, and they will suffer consequences for doing that. You know, we need to change the view of Lawrence as being so friendly to homeless that we're destroying our own city in the process. These are simple fixes, and you know, I'll get it done as commissioner. I appreciate you guys checking out my video. We'll talk to you guys later.